Good morning. Today we are going back on another tour with Juan More Tacos, but this time we are going to do a cooking class. So this should be fun for everyone involved because we've never done a cooking class before. Although I love cooking Mexican food, this is going to be our first experience really learning how to cook from actual Mexicans. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think we start at the market and we do some shopping and we learn how to make tortillas. So yeah, it should be really fun. Let's go. The first stop on the tour was to a local panaderia, one of the oldest in town in fact, where we sampled some conchas and bought some bread that we would use later for our mole.
La Princesa, and La Princesa is one of the oldest bakeries in our town. When I say one of the oldest bakeries, I'm not going to say 1910 or 1900s or something like that. Don't forget that this is a very young town or very young city. These guys have been in business since 1983, so that's not so long ago. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys in the tour or to you guys in the other classes we've been, but Cabo had like a couple of thousand people in the early 90s, okay? A couple of thousand people lived here, so there wasn't many things to see or do, right? There was no Costco, no Kmart, no Walmart, none of that stuff. Obviously now with the development and the growth of the town, now we have all the different supermarket stores that I just mentioned. But before, these guys were the ones that delivered for the town, okay? So what you see is kind of sort of like what you get back then. Baked goods here in Mexico, okay? Don't forget, my friends, that before the Spaniards came here, in the 1500s, late 1400s, early 1500s, Mexico, we didn't have flour. Or in America, we didn't have flour, we didn't have cow, so we didn't have butter either. And we didn't consume like any wheat-related product. Everything was corn-based, and it still is in many ways, right? In this country, we have been eating corn for the last 4,000 to 5,000 years. Okay, so before the Spaniards came along, we ate corn. While they were here, we ate corn, and after they left, we still eat corn. But also, they also passed down things to us, and one of them was the baked goods.
The second stop on the tour was to a local tortilleria, where we met a man who was processing corn the way that the indigenous people have been doing it for thousands of years. You cook the corn in limestone, which is a process known as nixtamalización, or nixtamalization. After that, the corn is left to cool before it's ground up in a machine, and in the end you get flavorful, nutrient-dense, and fluffy dough to make tortillas.
It's not like gluten, no, different.
Wow.
It becomes very smooth, almost like a Play-Doh.
Wow.
So this is like a raw amount to make a corn tortilla. You can make like little pouches, you press it with a press, or you can do by hand. You can do by hand with a practice.
Like any good food tour, we started by learning to make margaritas. We juiced some limes and then Pancho taught us the 3 ingredients for a traditional margarita: lime juice, tequila, and orange liqueur. We were finally ready to learn how to make mole.
Or the background behind mole. Mole, my friends, have also been eaten in this place for thousands of years, The original name was muli, M-U-L-L-I, muli. That was the way they used to say it in the pre-Hispanic language, Nahuatl, the Aztec language. Now, the word mole or muli means sauce, just like in English, gravy, it's like any sauce. And any gravy could be like a chicken gravy, a beef stock gravy, a mama zombie gravy for Italian people. It's just a gravy, it's a sauce, right? For us, mole, it's a sauce too. Any sauce, it's a mole. In Mexico, there's over 100 different kinds of moles, including green mole, white mole, black mole, sweet mole, almond mole, poblano mole. There's all kinds of them. Yellow mole from Oaxaca, red mole, coloradito. So there's different kinds of moles. There's also a very famous sauce that we eat in a bowl that is made from avocado, and we eat it with chips, and it's called Mole. The translation from guacamole, guys, means avocado sauce. Ilaca or mirasol, and when it's dry, we call it guajillo. This one right here is called pasilla, and then right here, this one is chipotle. Take a whiff. It's going to smell smoky, like jerky. There you go. It's toasted. Over the round.
Oh, it smells so good. Don't drop anything.
Maybe put the tongues down. And don't touch the pan.
Okay. It's really hot over here.
You stirring it or?
I don't know. Just stir?
Yeah.
I was so fascinated by how many ingredients went into this dish. While Luke and I were frying the dried chilies, the pineapples and the plantains, the other couple in our cooking class were toasting up seeds and nuts and spices, and then at a third station, Izzy, our guide, was cooking garlic and onion, green and red tomatoes, and then it all went into the blender to make this sauce, along with some tortillas that we toasted on the comal and even some bread that we got at the panaderia. While the sauce bubbled away on the stove, we started making 3 salsas with the exact same ingredients: green tomatoes, onion, and chile. I have always wanted to be able to make a salsa like the ones that you get at a taqueria, and now I feel like I can. One of the salsas was made with roasted ingredients, one was made with boiled ingredients, and the other was made with raw ingredients. And my mouth is salivating just thinking about how good all 3 of them were. No good Mexican meal can exist without tortillas, so it was finally time to make some. We took the masa that we'd bought earlier from the tortilleria and we started learning how to press them into tortillas, how long to toast them on the comal, and what they tasted like filled with queso fundido. This little dish of cheese was so easy to make. It was literally just 2 different types of cheese melted in a nonstick pan, and boy was it delicious. Then it was finally time to eat. We had our mole sauce with chicken, mashed sweet potato, corn, and green beans. There were tortillas, the salsas we made, onions and peppers to top it all off with. Now to find out if I can actually recreate this at home. That cooking class was so much fun. I've never done one before. It was such a great first cooking class here in Mexico. It's actually made me really want to do some more. But what a first meal to cook, to learn how to make mole. It was so much fun. There are so many ingredients in a mole. And yeah, just overall such a good time. Cookin Cabo is what they're called. It's all under the umbrella of Juan Tacos, and it was just, the guys that run it are so great. Izzy is such a good guide. We cooked with his mom and his sister, the whole family next door to their house, and it's just such a great setup. It's really nice to support local businesses, to meet people who are really passionate about sharing their culture and their food and their home with you. So yeah, it was such a great experience. I highly recommend it if you're in Cabo. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. Don't forget to follow along on Instagram, where I update you every single day with photos about what we're eating and getting up to and what other fun we're having. So be sure to follow along there. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye.